My question is, so many things we want, whether it's to manifest money or a car. I'm a little nervous, sorry. So many different things, relationships, whatever it be. I read something recently. It said, manifestation ritual. So you write it down every day, 55 times, 5 days, and put it away. Are we going against what we're trying to manifest by putting that much time on that one thing and then waiting for it?
Yes, because your attention is upon the fact that it hasn't come yet. And so you're trying to make it come by writing it down. And every time you write, you're exaggerating the vibrations if it hasn't come yet. That's not the attitude or the feeling of expectation. That's efforting way too much.
I just did it recently, and I only did it once, and I threw it in the trash afterwards because that's what it felt like to me, was that I don't already have it.
Here's the clarification that you're looking for, and you're going to hear this clearly. So this is the discussion about how specific should I be, because we've talked also about scripting, about imagining, about seeing something that isn't until you feel like it is. So here's the clarification that you're looking for, and we want this to make that difference for you. When do I become more specific, and when do I be less specific? And the answer isn't the same to everyone, and it isn't the same to anyone all the time. It depends on where you are vibrationally. So let's say that you want something and it currently hasn't come about, and you really want it, but it currently hasn't come about. Well, under those conditions, as you focus more on it, you probably will feel more aggravated about it, more aware of its absence. So that's the time to back off from the specifics and just be general about it. All things in good time, and things are unfolding nicely for me, and I'll know it when I see it, and I'm feeling really good. And there's just general statements about it. However, let's say you've wanted it, you know it's in the vortex, you've been sensing it and feeling it, you've been finding lots of reasons to feel good, you're off the subject often, and so your awareness of the absence of it is not strong, and your anticipation of it unfolding is getting stronger and stronger. And now you're finding yourself thinking about it, and it's pleasurable to think about it. It makes you feel happy to think about it. The thinking about it is bringing it more to life. Thinking about it and talking about it, you want to talk about it, you want to think about it, then that's the time to do it for the pleasure of it. Did you ever hear us talking about the focus wheels? The focus wheel process, we're just going to give it to you, and then we're going to explain a clarification, which is really going to help you understand the point that we're making with you in a very strong way. So the focus wheel was devised to help you focus. And it was devised understanding that many of the things that you want, you already are experiencing the essence of them. For example, let's say that what you want is more money. Well, at the heart of more money is a feeling of greater prosperity. But you already are experiencing prosperity by living in this beautiful world, and prosperity by being in this beautiful room, and prosperity by being in this beautiful body, and prosperity by having all these delicious friends. You already are experiencing a lot of prosperity, but you want more monetary prosperity. So you've written in the center of your focus wheel, a circle right in the center of the page, prosperity. Now around that circle, make several circles. Esther always does 12. And then put in each of those circles something that you're already living that feels like prosperity. So you might write, such and such a relationship is abundant with good things. The walk I take every day is abundant with wonderful things. And so as you write around your circle things where you are already feeling prosperity, what happens as you move around this circle is that in the center of it, this prosperity that you're trying to bring into place comes further into focus. You just feel more overall prosperous. So the focus wheel was devised in order to help you improve your vibration on a subject that mattered to you by taking pieces that are already working for you and focusing on them until the new piece works too. You see what we're getting at? It's a powerful process. As we observed you doing them, and mostly Esther because she did thousands of them, we began guiding her to use the focus wheel in a different way. Rather than using the focus wheel to try to improve focus, we encouraged her to use it when she's already got that good feeling focus, just to sustain it and practice it. So now when Esther does a focus wheel, it's always some subject that she's already solid on, and she just does the focus wheel to feel the satisfaction of being in that good feeling place. And what happens then is that new ideas begin to spring forth from it. By taking a subject that she already feels really, really good about and focusing on it, just holding that vibration and allowing law of attraction to get hold of it and improve the momentum of it, brings new ideas. So what we're saying to you with all of this is, if it feels like work, it isn't working. If it feels like fun, keep doing it. If it feels the least bit like work, you're trying to overcome resistance. And anytime you're trying to overcome resistance, you're not overcoming it, you're enhancing the resistance.
Creating more.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, here's my question. Why do so many people seem to feel that they don't belong here and make the statement, I just want to go home?
Because they can feel the separation between who they are and who they're being. They don't want to go home. They want to get into alignment. They don't want to go home. They want to get into vibrational alignment with who they really are. Let's call that home. Connection. Home.
Yes.
For all the reasons we just talked about.
Exactly. And aren't we already home? Aren't we wherever our soul seems to be housed, whether it's in this world or the next?
We just explained to you that you really are two perspectives. And the inner being part of you is home and is all of that. But when you're focused upon something that's got you separated from that, it doesn't matter how many people line up and say, but you don't understand, you are home, you are home, you are home. Well-being is yours. They just want to punch your lights out. Because just because you're feeling it and you're knowing it doesn't mean that they can. You cannot see around your own vibrational offering. You just can't. That's why you got to change it. There's not enough reasoning power in the world to convince you that well-being abounds when you've just experienced something that didn't feel like that much well-being. Esther would say to us, especially in the beginning, but Abraham, but it's true. I think you need more information. It's true. This is true. And we would say, all things that you are claiming as true are just things that you or someone has put enough attention upon that you've made yourself the point of attraction for that. Why not make something that you want be true instead of something that you don't want be true? Because it's easy to focus on what you want and make it true as it is to focus on its absence and make that true. So ask that question again. Why what? The second one?
Aren't we already home? Wherever our soul is housed, whether it's in this world or the next?
Yes. So let's just call that a given. Of course, that's true. Of course, wherever your soul is vibrationally being, that is home. But that stated fact doesn't keep you in your human personality from focusing on something that takes you away from that. So knowing that does help. That's why we tell you that constantly. But so what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about bringing yourself into alignment? How are you going to know what your inner being knows?
I wanted to say this for the room as a collective whole because I thought that this was a great question, because I hear it so often. People say, I just want to go home. And I'm like, you already are home. And so I wanted your divine guidance and wisdom.
Here's something. If you say, I want to go home, and somebody says, you already are home, they want to say, well, then I want to go somewhere else. Must not be home I'm looking for if this is home.
Sure.
So you need a different answer. You need a different answer. Well, home feels like clarity. Do you ever feel clarity?
Yes.
Home feels like love. Do you ever feel love?
Absolutely.
Then we're talking to your imaginary friend. Home feels like satisfaction. Do you ever feel satisfaction? And when they say yes, sometimes, then say to them, well, then sometimes you are home. Sometimes you let yourself return to the vibrational home. But sometimes you don't. And so you just need to pay attention to what you're thinking about when you do feel the satisfaction or the love of home, and what you're thinking when you don't. And then once you start making that correlation, then you could guide your thoughts. You could. The thing that makes people not believe that they can guide their thoughts is that they let their thoughts get such a head of steam. so much momentum going that they can't. All you have to do is have something that's bothering you and talk to somebody else about it who it also is bothering, and the two of you become more powerful, so much more powerful than you were when you were by yourself thinking it, that you can't go home. You can't go home. It's like you've made a choice. I think I'll come here and be miserable with you for a while. I want to go home, but I'm here with you, and so we might as well just talk it out about how bad this is.
I just find it interesting how so many who say that they're on their last lifetime and they just feel like they don't belong here. And to me, I just wanted your collective guidance and wisdom on this, because it has baffled me for quite some time.
Here's the thing that's tricky about a teacher like yourself helping them. If somebody is proclaiming their disconnection, which is what all that is, and they've convinced you, because they're good at it, that they are disconnected and they are not home. So now as you turn your attention to them, you've got nothing for them except irritation. And the irritation that you feel is an indication that they dragged you from your home into wherever they are, and now you are almost as desperate as they are in trying to get back. So you have to have solid knowledge about what this receptive mode alignment is, so that when they're saying those things to you, you're not swayed by their lack of knowledge. You're standing in your alignment, believing that they can find alignment, and then, like their inner being, calling them maybe with examples and processes to help them get there. Because really, all they need, all anyone needs, is the slightest little bit of relief. Just the slightest little bit of relief is homeward bound. Just the slightest little bit of clarity is homeward bound. So you have to just be sure that you're there. It's the difference between empathy, we talked about this yesterday, empathy, which is going wherever they are, and compassion, which is staying right there in concert with your inner being and theirs, sort of stubbornly, like your inner being is, calling them home. You see, if you're in a bad place focused upon something you don't want, if your inner being would join you there, you'd stop feeling bad right away, because there'd be no gap between you and you. Esther's tried that on us a few times. Abraham, please just come where I am, please. Give me a break, because I can't get to where you are, so won't you just come to where I am? Nope. Figure it out. Please, please, please come to where I am. I would feel so much better. Nope. Figure it out. Your inner being is stubbornly going to remain in the momentum of pure positive energy and love, and you have no option if you want to feel good other than to figure it out. Sleep will do that for you. When you sleep, it stops the momentum. Meditation will do it. There are so many things that you could do, but you got to understand what the process is. And once you understand, then there is never any excuse for any period of time for you to feel bad about anything. You might be trapped in behavior. Someone might have you pinned down in some way where for just a moment you cannot control your environment. But no one can control your thoughts. No one can control your perspective. No one can control your alignment. Only you, only you, only you. And once you know that, then you are truly free. Then you can be in a good feeling place no matter what. And you're right. Your words are so profound and so right. And what everybody's asking for, that really is what they want. They want to return to their clarity and to their freedom. That's the only place that freedom ever comes from. The freedom of alignment. And no one can take that from you. But sometimes it takes a little practice until you're solidly there. We have enjoyed this interaction more than any that has been before. It is so satisfying to us to feel you, and most of all, to feel your movement in the direction of who you really are and what you really want. We make too much of all of this. We think these conversations that we've had in this day have been remarkable. We can feel the movement of vibration, not just within you, but the universe at large. There's been a significant expansion of understanding that others who are in the vicinity will have access to. Be more playful. Be nicer to yourself. Do more things that feel satisfying to you now. Worry less about what others are doing. Get your nose out of their business. Establish your relationship with your own inner being. Discover your own true power. And live happily ever after in the way that you intended when you decided to come here to begin with.